everyone, I'm Amber and I'm going to show you how you can contour your nose. Say if you had a very narrow nose and you want to make it look wider, okay? We always talk about wanting to, how can we slim it, but I'm going to show you the ways you can do it if you do want a fuller nose, just like when we do like a fuller cheek and stuff like that, if you have a very narrow face. So same can go for the nose. So if you have a very narrow, like really skinny nose, to make it look a little bit fuller, I'm going to show you how you can do that too. Granted, my nose is kind of like in between, but I'll just show you the placement of like your contour of how you can achieve that look. So I'm just using my 3D makeup. I'm going into my contour, and so we want to create more like surface there, right? So we're not going to come up high like our contour, like as if we were trying to narrow it, right? So we're going to kind of keep it more onto the side, still up to the brow bone, but keeping it lower, all right? And then still creating that shadow on the side, but by doing that, it's gonna kind of make it look wider. So it's just like when you are trying to make your nose more narrow, you're kind of almost doing the opposite, right? Of where, you know, don't put your contour too low because it's gonna widen your nose and anything like that, right? Okay, and then if you want to go here. Okay, so you can see already it's making my nose wider, right? And then I'm going to take my brightening shade, and typically you want just a very like narrow like line there, but by doing a wider surface of brightening there with that contour, it actually can make your nose look bigger. So for any of you ladies who have that very narrow nose and want to beef it up a little bit, this is a really easy, simple way to apply your contour on your nose, and you can see it's wider. So then I'm going to do the next one, and I'm going to show you to make it more narrow, and then a side by side so you can see the difference. Okay, so my face is washed off my nose contour there. So now I'm going to go take my contour, my brush again, and going on the edge of my detail brush, and I'm going to go up higher. So now I'm going to show you how to create a slimmer nose. So we're going a little bit above like where it curves, and still up to the brow bone, because that's a shadow. Okay, and same with up here. You can go higher, keep it more skinny, right on the brow there, or onto the brow bone along the nose. Okay, tap tap tap, and again you're going to kind of create a very narrow on top of the bridge, on the top of your nose, right? Okay, and then you can definitely bring it down, tip of your nose there if you like. Okay, and then some brightening, you're gonna want to add, like you could do, this is just another trick, you don't have to do this, but if you bring in your brightening a little bit, or your concealer, whatever you're using, up a little bit into there. Like I said, not a lot though, because you don't want to add texture, right? Okay, soften that out. Do to this side. And this is kind of going onto the sides of my nose a little bit, and this is going to create that brightness there, so it's going to create more of a narrower nose. Okay, and then very thin on top here to add the brightness. We don't want a lot of space there. Okay. All right, you can add a little tip to your nose if you really want. All right, so that's something simple to create more of a narrow. You're coming up higher, adding some brightener below it, but you kind of create this really soft look to creating a slimmer nose. So, and coming up into, don't forget when you contour, come up into your brow bone. That's a natural shadow there, okay? All right, so then I'll post a side-by-side picture of making it wider and more narrow, and then you can tell the difference.